any of you guys ever gotten in a fight with your parents where you just thought you were right and they were, talking air? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm right. I know this, Well, my quote is, by the time a man realizes that maybe his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he's wrong. So I'm going to have 3 examples from my own personal life where I thought my parents were so wrong and I was so right. And then at the end of it, I was like, if I had just listened to my mom, I wouldn't have had to go through all of that and just been like, oh yeah, you're right. So my first example is going to be with relationships, friends, significant others. You choose one that applies to your life. My second one is going to be for schooling, and my third one is going to be for work. So my first one, relationships. So, when I was 15, there was a boy, and I just thought the world revolved around him, and my parents were like, really? That's the guy you want to date? Him? Do you not see all the red flags? I'm like, no, he's amazing. He's perfect. Well, he had a bit of a temper. And, he never used it on me, so I thought I was just golden. Well, we dated on and off for about 4 years until, he hit a wall, a hole in the wall next to my head. I came home crying to my mom, and she's like, we wouldn't be dealing with this if you had just listened to me. And she tried so hard not to say the words, I told you so hard. She did anyway. And I'm like, I know. The second one is with school. So I, at 18, thought I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to work with athletes. I wanted to fix them. I wanted to, kiss boo-boos, get a degree in that. And my parents are like, are you sure? Do you want to go to a JC or near general ed stuff, for nothing in comparison to the big, gigantic university you want to go to for this? I'm like, no, I'm doing this. I got this. In 4 years, I'll be done. I'll be certified. I'll get my master's after that. Well, 2 years into it, and 30 grand in debt, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with being told to go make a sandwich just because I'm a woman. So, I changed my major, came home, moved back in with my parents. My mom's like, it's okay. The loan's in your name. I don't have to deal with it. I'm like, well, how long till I have to pay that back? But, another life lesson. Well learned. The third one is with work. So, when I moved home, I'm like, I kind of need a job, because I need a job. So my grandfather, who owns his own company, was like, come work for me. It's all family. You get to make your own hours. No big deal. It'll be perfect. I'm like, oh, yes. I can work it around school. I don't have to worry. Don't ever work for family. My mom's just like, I work for family. You don't want to work for family. You're related to crazy people. You don't want to work for family. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. I don't really have to, put in that much interaction with my family. I work in a warehouse. It'll be fine. Don't ever work for family. 3 years later, I'm like, can I quit? I don't want to go to the meetings. Can I quit? Well, this last weekend, I got hired somewhere else, so I get to quit. And my mom's like, yay! So, moral of the story is, your parents are right. Whether you want to admit it or not, they're usually right. And I'm just grateful that I learned that lesson before I had my own kids, because I know I would be calling my parents up every 5 minutes going, you were right, I'm so wrong. How do I fix it? How do I make it stop? What do I do now? All right, thank you.
All right, Riley, the rhetorical question at the beginning is fine. The transition of the topic is good. There's a pretty clear point of view that you have. A very solid preview of what the supporting structure is going to be. As you get to each of those points, you have some interesting details to offer in the story that you're sharing, and so I think that develops pretty well. The presentation things, you've got a lot of high energy in the presentation, and you're having fun while you're speaking, which I think most people will appreciate most of the time. Maybe that much less, you know. So you've got. It's early in the morning, and so I appreciate it. Like if this was an afternoon kind of thing, I'd say probably everybody would be relaxed and kind of into it at this particular point, but you're maybe a little too intense and energetic in telling some of the stories. I thought you did a nice job. You do a nice impression of your mother's voice, for instance. And you've got a lot of expansive gestures and descriptive things that you're doing. Just a little, like I said, it's almost improv. When you got on the phone with your mother, I thought that was maybe one step a little further than you wanted to go. But you know what? It's easier to tone down than to turn up. People who have, are kind of quiet and inward, introverted type folks, they have a harder time doing that. Somebody who's more extroverted, which you appear to be, you need to moderate a little bit. You don't have to change what you're doing. I thought you had a good idea, and I thought you did a pretty good job on it. Just kind of read the audience a little bit more and know, I need to stop here or there. You know, like I said, it was not problematic. Just you want to notice it, and maybe you did. We'll hear from you on your video. You guys will post your comments. All right, thank you.